Have you ever wondered if you are truly living your fullest potential? Have you ever stopped to think about how important it is to take care of yourself, not only to live longer, but to live with energy, serenity, and fulfillment? The truth is that 99% of people don't really know how to do it. We live immersed in a frenetic routine, following habits that we believe are right, but that in reality are slowly poisoning us. We eat foods that weigh us down, we deprive ourselves of movement, and we ignore the signals our bodies send us. But what if I told you that there are secrets as old as time that can completely transform your health and well-being? Today, we will tell you a story that comes from far away, from the mountains of Japan, where a wise monk and an Italian doctor discovered the true secret to living a long, healthy, and joyful life. And at the end of this story, we will reveal a powerful secret, an ancient Japanese ritual that very few people know, but that can really make a difference in your daily life. So stay with us until the end, and you will discover something that could change the way you live every single day. But before continuing, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to stay updated when we publish new content for your spiritual growth. In a remote Japanese village, hidden among mountains, shrouded in thick morning mists and bamboo groves, stood an ancient Zen monastery, a place of silence and ancient wisdom. Here time passed with the slowness of a stream that slides between the rocks, marked only by the sound of the gongs and the rustling of the wind among the ancient pines. It was a place where spirits found peace and bodies were regenerated, immersed in the serenity of nature. At the center of this sanctuary of peace lived the Master Genzo, a man who had spent his entire life in search of truth and inner harmony. With silver hair tied in a simple knot and a face lined with wrinkles as deep as the roots of ancient trees, Genzo was known for his wisdom and revolutionary approach to self-care. One spring morning, when the cherry blossoms painted the landscape pink and the air was scented with damp earth, Genzo gathered his disciples in the temple garden. Their white robes stood out against the bright green of the moss that covered the ground, while the young monks awaited with reverence the words of their master. "Dear disciples," Genzo began in a calm, deep voice, "today I want to share with you a reflection that few know. It is a secret that could change the way you see yourself and the world around you. I assure you that most people do not really know how to take care of their body and spirit." The monks' attentive gazes fixed on the master, filled with curiosity and expectation. One of them, a young man with large dark eyes, stepped forward and asked, "Master, what does it mean to take care of oneself properly? Isn't it enough to eat well and exercise?" Genzo smiled benevolently and replied, "Ah, young friend, well-being goes far beyond simply eating and moving. It is an art, a practice that involves every aspect of our lives. And yet, our modern society seems to have forgotten how to do it properly." The master paused, watching the sky begin to take on the first rays of the sun. "Many years ago," he continued, "I met an Italian doctor, a man who, despite being immersed in the world of modern medicine, felt that something was missing in his treatments. He decided to travel to Japan to study ancient Eastern traditions, searching for a secret that could help people live better and longer. What he discovered, my disciples, was that the secret was not in drugs or technologies, but in the simple daily gestures that we monks have practiced for centuries. One of the older monks raised his hand and asked in a faint voice, "Master, what were these secrets that the Italian doctor learned during his journey?" Genzo nodded in understanding and began to reveal what he had learned from the doctor. First of all, this doctor discovered that in order to prevent chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and even some forms of cancer, it is essential to drastically reduce the consumption of refined carbohydrates. Instead, it's essential to increase your intake of protein and healthy fats. He noted that as we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing sugars and carbohydrates, leading to visceral fat accumulation, inflammation, and metabolic disease. The master made a sweeping gesture with his hands, as if to indicate the entire natural world around them. In this monastery, he said, we feed ourselves on what the earth provides: fresh fish, seasonal vegetables, seeds, nuts, and roots. We avoid processed and refined foods, as they upset the balance of our bodies, leading to disease and suffering. Did you know, for example, that eating too much sugar increases your risk of depression? My doctor explained that this is because excess insulin in the blood causes chronic inflammation that damages the brain. The disciples listened in silence, absorbing every word like a thirsty plant absorbs rain. A young nun, her face lit up with an expression of hope, asked, "Master, what can we do to take care of our bodies, especially as we age?" Genzo smiled sweetly and replied, "Dr. Carlo confided in me that movement is the key to keeping the body healthy and young, even after the age of 60. Every day we should dedicate at least an hour to movement, walking in the woods, stretching, doing yoga or tai chi. It's not just a matter of burning calories, but of keeping the muscles flexible and the joints mobile." The master paused for a moment, watching his disciples ponder his words. "But it's not enough to move the body," Genzo added. "It's equally important to nourish the mind and spirit. Every morning before we begin our activities, we dedicate time to meditation. This helps us calm the mind, reduce stress, and live each moment with greater awareness." Dr. Carlo discovered that regular meditation lowers cortisol levels in the blood, improving heart health and longevity. One of the younger monks, his face alight with curiosity, stepped forward and asked, "Master, how can we integrate these practices into our busy lives?" Genzo nodded sympathetically. "We live in a world that constantly pushes us to do more, to be more productive, but we often forget to take care of ourselves. The key is to find time, even just 10 minutes a day, to focus on your health. You can start with a simple mindful walk in the morning, a moment to breathe deeply and connect with nature." Genzo then took a cup of tea and took a sip, closing his eyes to savor the warmth spreading through his body. Another habit that Dr. Carlo had learned from the monks, he continued, is to start the day with a glass of warm water, possibly with fresh lemon juice. This small gesture has an extraordinary effect on our body. It helps eliminate toxins accumulated during the night, stimulates the metabolism, and improves digestion. The master took a deep breath and added, "Another thing that few people know is that drinking warm water during meals helps digestion. On the contrary, drinking cold water while eating puts out the digestive fire and slows down the assimilation process. Imagine your stomach as a pot on a fire. If you pour cold water on it, what will happen? The fire goes out, slowing down the cooking. The same thing happens in our body." Genzo turned to his disciples with a look full of affection. "Finally, remember that the real secret of well-being is to live each day with gratitude. No matter how hectic our life is, we can always find a moment to stop, breathe, and give thanks for what we have. When we drink water, do it with awareness. When we eat, chew slowly and savor each bite. Awareness transforms daily gestures into rituals of care for the body and spirit." The young monks, inspired by the words of the master, decided to adopt these new teachings, integrating them into their daily lives. The monastery became a place of health and harmony, a beacon of light for anyone seeking the path to a more balanced and serene life. We have explored the wisdom of Master Genzo and the discoveries of the Italian doctor. We have learned how movement, proper nutrition, and the art of awareness can truly transform our lives. But now, as promised, I want to reveal the secret that I anticipated at the beginning. The ritual is as simple as it is powerful. Every morning, as soon as you wake up, drink a glass of warm water with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. This gesture, which seems so banal, wakes up your body, stimulates your metabolism, eliminates toxins accumulated during the night, and prepares your digestive system for the day. Try it for a week, and you will notice an increase in energy, a clearer mind, and a sense of well-being that will accompany you throughout the day. Now it's your turn to put these teachings into practice. Remember, it's not the big changes that transform our lives, but the small daily gestures made with awareness and dedication.